So I wanted to make an Arcane Odyssey video and try and figure out why the player count was falling as low as it was, because I think it's a lot better than a lot of the other shit on the platform and I think it deserves more players. I started a completely new slot and made it all the way through the Bronze Sea storyline. Before I went to the Nimbus Sea, I decided I should try out the new Yuletide event and see what Vetex has been working on. I'm gonna be honest, I completely understand why this game is dying now. Putting it lightly, this event is a dog shit waste of time that shouldn't have been released. The annoying part is, I know that Vetex has the capacity to make engaging missions because the story up to this point has been pretty fun to play through, but this is just embarrassing. In order to actually start the event, you have to follow a trail of blood at Frostmill Island where you find an injured elf named Jack. You craft a health potion for Jack, who gratefully invites you to Toymaker Island. Before we go any farther, I just want to point out something that I found funny about the Toymaker lore. These guys say that they only turn up in populated areas during the Yuletide season. Does that mean they're just drifting through the fucking Dark Sea whenever it's not winter? Because I'm not gonna lie, there's no way anyone on this island is considered medically sane if they're drifting through the game's equivalent of hell for most of the year. Anyways, as soon as you make it to the Toymaker Island, Jack tells you to go help Granny Jean make cookies. This shit is a filler mission. There is no purpose to this mission. You go put cookie dough in a pot for 5 minutes. After this, you become Jack the Elf's fucking errand boy, and he sends you to tell the mayor what happened to him instead of taking 12 steps and doing it himself. The mayor is apparently also incapable of walking because he sends you another 12 steps to talk to the captain of the guard. This bitch is insufferable. He's literally sitting in his shed doing nothing. He's just standing here, but he refuses to listen to you until you go fight 25 snowmen for him. How the fuck have these guys survived this long without the player? They seem incapable of doing literally anything without help. I mean, it sounds like the town is about to get raided by living snowmen and the captain of the guard is just standing in the middle of the guardhouse doing nothing. I'm not gonna lie. I died to these snowmen. I'm terrible at the game. Feel free to laugh. I won't blame you. What I will blame Vetex for is not allowing players to set their spawn. I died to the snowmen, and since my spawn is set at Windrow Island, I had to travel across the entire map for no reason. How is there no feature in the game yet that allows you to choose where you want to spawn? Your spawn always correlates to where you are in the story, but what if I just don't want to spawn there because I'm not doing the story right now? Like, how is there no in-system or something yet? It's been like a year since this game's come out, maybe more. I don't feel like checking. Like, especially when the map is this huge, how is this not a feature yet? After boating 8,000 meters back to the island, I got my get back on the snowman and returned to the captain of the guard, fully expecting him to have read the report and have something to say. But this useless piece of shit has been sitting here twiddling his thumbs while I was traveling across the fucking continent doing his job for him. And then he has the audacity to ask me to go do more odd jobs because he still needs to read the goddamn report even though he was doing jack shit to deal with the angry sentient snowmen. He sends me to see this guy named Ruskins who is in charge of setting up the tree. This is just a fetch mission. Ruskins sends you literally to the other side of the map to go get a tree. Why is that specific tree better than all the ones that aren't 8,000 meters away? I couldn't tell you. How the fuck does Ruskins know that there's a tree across the map that's apparently perfect? I also couldn't tell you. What I can tell you is that it took me an ungodly amount of boating around to get this lame-ass tree back to Toymaker Island. After I set up this tree, the only logical next step would be to go across the map again to get decorations, because of course it is. This isn't even the worst part though. When I get to the vendor who sells specifically Yuletide decorations, she asks for a smoothie. If you don't know, the only way to make a smoothie is with Sumerian ice, which is only found in Samaria. Samaria is in a different fucking sea than the event. So I crossed the map for the third time to buy a single piece of Sumerian ice to make one smoothie. Because apparently it's impossible for anyone to get anything done if the player isn't sent to Narnia on a fetch quest. When I get back to Toymaker Island, the captain of the guard has finally decided to get off his ass and read the goddamn report I gave him an eternity ago. But then he immediately sends me on another travel across the map to talk to one NPC and get nothing out of it, and then boat back mission to see if the Assassin Syndicate are the group that attacked Jack from the beginning of the event. I just don't. Why the fuck would it be the Assassin Syndicate? Why would they be jumping random elves? They literally just go around delivering presents. Who wants to assassinate Santa's fucking elf? I boat across the map, talk to the guy, and to my surprise, it's not the Assassin Syndicate that attacked Jack. Ooh, I know, it's fucking crazy plot twist. Then I boat back to Toymaker Island and the whole thing is on fire. The arsonists are still nearby, so I jump them all, no questions asked, before talking to the mayor. Naturally, the mayor requests that I beat the shit out of the rubble to put the fire out. How is this at all a logical solution? I don't know, don't fucking ask me. Apparently, Vetex was thinking the exact same thing though, because this quest doesn't work. I broke the rubble and the game refused to acknowledge that I had actually broken it. So after breaking literally every piece of rubble in the town and waiting for it all to respawn, I spawned in my boat and broke the rubble with heavy siege weaponry, and that put out the fire, because yeah, that makes sense. So the question that leaves me with is, what are you supposed to do if you don't have a boat that can equip mortars? Because I did try and shoot the rubble with cannons just to see if it would work, and it didn't. So if you can't break the rubble with your abilities, and you can't break it with your boat, do you have to go buy a brig, which is 20,000 fucking doubloons, by the way, and takes an eternity to get, just to do this one quest that makes 0 sense? What in the game design decision is that? Like, who okayed this? Plot twist, it was Vetex because he's the only dev that works on the game, and he's also apparently clinically stupid. I mean, this shit is just, like, actually baffling. The event's been out for a while, like at least a month. This is like a core quest too, like you can't keep doing the event unless you finish this one quest. So effectively there's been a glitch in the game for like a month that just soft locks you if you don't have a brig. That's insane. Like, how has nobody fixed this yet? This is wild. So this useless nothing burger of a quest is followed up by getting sent on yet another pointless boat trip around the entire map just to find some random merchant who is selling weapons. The merchant sends you to collect and sell 25 sealed chests in exchange for his cargo. Doesn't actually take anything from the sealed chests. Vetex apparently just needed more useless bullshit for you to do so he could pad out how long the event takes by any means necessary. When I returned to the merchant after the hour I spent just killing ships on the ocean and stealing their cargo, he gave me all of his weapon cargo for free, invalidating everything that I had just done. But I brought all the cargo he gave me back to the Toymaker Island just for the mayor to tell me to go fight Natasha, the leader of those arsonists from earlier, by myself. Why did they need me to go get them supplies and weapons if they're just gonna go tell me to fight the boss by myself? That seems kinda dumb and pointless and a waste of my time, like the rest of this event has been. So I did actually try to fight Natasha. She does a lot of damage, has a lot of health, and actually it seems like an interesting boss, and it seemed like maybe this event would amount to something in the end. But, yeah, no, the spawn point issue is still a problem. So I died to her and then spawned all the way across the map. And yeah, no, I'm not gonna get killed by her like 30 times and boat across the map like 30 times just so I can get the 2 end of event cosmetic items that don't actually do anything. Yeah, no, this event was awful. The whole thing felt like filler episodes in a shitty TV show. Almost every single mission was a fetch quest, the writing was terrible, and everything about it just felt like an afterthought. Vetex seriously threw in the towel and made a dogshit event that does not hold up with the quality of the rest of the game at all. If this is what we can expect from future Arcane Odyssey updates, I don't recommend playing the game at all in any capacity, because after you make it past the first seed, it's all just going to be terrible. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Peace.